We're ready. Red light is on. Friday, MMA Weekly Roundup. I pushed your button. You're on mute. You're on mute. You ready, Elle?
Dave, you gotta unmute us before the clock ends.
Yeah, sometimes I want people to like really want to hear us. You know, I'm trying to put it back on the people.
Oh, we need an
Happy
intro.
Friday, Elle. It's October 17th. We're close to Halloween. That means we're close to Thanksgiving. That means we're close to Christmas. And that means we're close to 2026. Elle, years flying by.
I don't know about any of those things you just listed, but I heard that we're close to a full Fight Bananas fight week.
Can't wait. I'm trying to call Ben Davis out so I get a fight against Ben so we can, all four of us, me, you, Grant, and G, get 4 wins in an 8-day period. So I'm trying for.
Let's go.
I'll smash that little peewee, okay? Smash him. He's so small and delicate. All right, I'll stop. Guys, we do this now every Friday. I love it. It's my favorite thing. It's we call it MMA Weekly Roundup. A lot of stuff. For one, we'll get right into the UFC Vancouver weigh-ins. Elle and I were just watching it. Brendan Allen looked ginormous, looked good. RDR looks like he should be a heavyweight. Kevin Holland can make welterweight as I don't, why does he fight at middleweight? I don't know why that guy does. He could be a lightweight.
He fights so he could be more active. Like I honestly, his style too, I feel like especially at 85, if he fights a really good, like we saw it when he fought Derek Brunson, if he fights like a big dude who can wrestle, it's going to be difficult because I do think he's smaller. But his fight style, like he's long, he's elusive, he's tricky. I think he can kind of float between the two and still have some success at both.
Sounds good. Well, I'm going to do something right away. Elle Dawson, who would be the show stealer of UFC Vancouver? Who's someone that we're not talking about? Who's someone on the card that Monday morning and Tuesday when we do our live show for multiple hours can steal UFC Vancouver?
See, guys, I never know what's happening. So now I got to pull up the card.
I got my answer. I don't think she's being talked about enough. She's an underdog in her home country. I think Jazz can make a statement Saturday night.
I'm gonna say that Azamat is gonna steal the show. I think people are super excited about this guy, this kickboxer, because he looks like Mr. Fantastic. He's just massive. Yeah. And I just think Azamat is gonna make this look easy.
I like that. Also in the featured fight, can you throw me the name? Who's fighting Cheeto Vera? Ariel Helwani.
Amin
Zahabi. I think that's another one too, because Cheeto Vera's a ginormous name. Zahabi's look good. That fight against Jose Aldo was fun. I think if he gets another fun win, like that's like a 6-fight win streak, I believe. If he wins this one, like he's up there.
No, he's definitely on a roll lately. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I forgot he beat him. 4, 5.
Did I nail that?
6. Yeah, so he's already on a 6-fight win streak.
Okay, already. So this would be 7.
Yeah.
And Cheeto Vera is
he's a bigger name for sure.
Cheeto Vera is the opposite of Grant Dawson. Like ginormous name, 2025 type of level of fighter. Grant Dawson, one of the best fighters on the planet. Maybe just a little bit lower name than Cheeto. Did that make sense?
I agree. No, I think it's for Grant. It's like it's not worth fighting him. Cheeto, it's almost like you get more out of beating him than you probably should, if that makes sense. Yes. And he's a good fighter. Like he's a good fighter in this, but 35 is so deep. It's hard to stay super relevant at 135 unless you are just trashing people.
And you know what I think happened to Cheeto Vera, and especially when it works, and sooner or later will catch up to you. He stopped putting punches together. He just kept on going for that one punch. He was losing to Dominic Cruz for 23 and a half minutes and then got the crazy knockout. Like he just he kept on losing rounds. There was another fight. He was just lose like 4 minutes and then get a major punch at the end. It's like sooner or later you fight the top guys. You just can't do that. Maybe a slower step. He's not landing that big one punch anymore.
I agree. And honestly, this is like, I bet against Chito Vera almost every time. And sometimes I am wrong. But I can't bet on the guy who I feel like has to have that moment to win the fight.
Right.
You know?
At heavyweight, you can.
Yes.
Bantam, featherweight, flyweight, not really. I want the more skillful fighter.
Vitor Petrino proved that. You can be losing all the momentum in the fight and turn it around with one shot. It's really difficult, especially at 35. I
want Vitor versus Walter Walker right now. Sign me up. Sign me up.
Listen, they've got like 3 or 4 heavyweights coming up right now that I'm excited about. If they are smart, they will keep them away from each other until they're at least in the top 5, which honestly won't take long because it's heavyweight. You've got ranked guys that don't have a single win in the UFC. So they should just keep them away from each other for 2 fights, and then they can make all those fights happen.
No, totally agree. I'm posting real quick. RDR, Brendan Allen made weight, so I'm posting it on the social. So anything else on the Waynes jumped at you?
I say this every time, but I'm just shocked that Charles Jourdain can make 135. One of like the first guys on the scale. And it doesn't make sense to me, but he does. I felt like he's a big featherweight and he makes 135 without a problem.
Can I ask you a fighter type question, inside information source? If you're a lower weight class fighter, a lower weight fighter, and you are at the beginning, is that a good sign or a bad sign?
What? I have no idea what you're asking me. What?
Because I always heard, and then just let me know if I'm wrong. Like, if you're 100, if you're a bantamweight fighter, usually you want to make weight at the very end because you're big Thursday,
No.
Okay.
I mean, like Grant's a huge lightweight. He's still, when he has a good cut, he has a good cut, and he's early on the scale. Like, I think if you're early on the scale, it just means you had a good cut. It doesn't mean you're small.
Okay.
It definitely doesn't mean small.
No,
it just means
but that's good information. So if you're early, usually that means you had a good cut. To me, a good cut is a good thing, can set you up for a good performance. Am I wrong?
I think there's kind of 2 sides to this coin. So you'll see 2 different kinds of fighters that are on the scale super early in the morning. Ones that had really good cuts where everything went super smooth, everything lined up with the timing. They got there they were like, all right, perfect. I can weigh in right now, start rehydrating right away. And then you will see, I think, a handful of fighters who did make weight, but had some hellacious cuts. And so they're like, I need to weigh in right now so I can start my rehydration process because I'm dying. Right. But I think more often than not, the fighters that are killing themselves to make the weight, they're probably going to use as much time as they can.
Okay. I like that.
I'd say the heavyweights. The heavyweights rolling it like whenever they want. Like you'll see heavyweights, they're like, yeah, I'll just weigh in first and be done with it because I don't have to cut any weight. Or you'll see heavyweights that make the whole staff stay there until the end of weigh-ins because they didn't want to wake up early.
I'm not even. I've seen that. I've seen them eating breakfast, a big meal. Like I've been, we've been
down there whenever I feel like it, and they're like the last ones to weigh in.
It's the worst. That's the worst. But God dang it, I love it. I cannot wait. What are we? We're 8 days away from Gone Aspinall, and I was just watching a show, and it's so true. If Cyril Gane loses this fight, everyone's like, oh, back and forth. If he wins, I think they'll do a rematch. I really do. Probably pretty quickly. If Gane loses, if you're the UFC, how can you he's done. He's fought 3 different guys for the world championship, lost them all. Even one of the top contenders, an older vet like Volkov, lost, won, but lost. Like I hate to say, do we just let him go? Move on?
I mean, there's no reason to cut him. Just use him to build more the guys that are going to come up in a year and a half, 2 years, because I don't think he's enough of a problem to be like Max Holloway almost kept people from the title for a minute. Yeah. And so it's like, I feel like Gon isn't really in that position. Like, I think when Petrino is ready for a number one contender spot or they need a big win to push Petrino into a title fight, or they need a big win to push Walker into a title fight. I think Gon's the perfect guy to set them up for a big win. I think he's like, you already have an underpopulated weight class. Why get rid of a guy that's not dangerous enough to really get rid of your like really good contenders that are worth giving a title shot to when you can use him to build them?
Yeah, no, I dig that. And, let's just be honest. Maybe it's Gon fighting in Brazil, against a Vitor in 18 months. Maybe it's Gable Stevenson in 3 years in Minnesota on a fight night. You put him in bad scenarios and try to build the other.
I hate that. Like, but that is what happens when you've kind of wore out your chance at a title shot, but you're still winning. But you can still win fights. You
can still win fights, and they put you up. It's an opportunity. But I will say, I'm so happy you said that, because people would have taken that the wrong way. Guys, the UFC, I'm not saying gifted, but this man, they gave him 3 opportunities to win the world championship against 3 different men. And a lot of people are like, like if this fight was Derek Lewis versus Aspinall, I'm telling you, I really do think more people would be excited for it than Cyril Gane.
Yeah. And obviously that fight doesn't make any sense. Lewis is in a position to fight for a title, but it's like, I'm with you. I'm just not, I don't think I've ever been super excited. Maybe when Jones came back and it was like, oh, Cyril Gane's going to fight Jones. And we didn't really know. Like, we didn't know yet. That was a little bit exciting, but the second I saw that fight happen, I've never been excited about Cyril Gane since. I hate to say
it. Sean O'Malley lost to Merab Dvalishvili twice. The first time went to 5 rounds, second time, third round TKO. But even in that loss, he's fighting, he's working on stuff. You can see him scramble and sacrifice. He's even throwing some punches. Sandhagen's a perfect example. Lost to Merab. Got dominated, but you see Corey Sandhagen fighting for his life. What Cyril Gane did to John Jones was like, dude, I'm never believing you again. I'm sorry. I'm done. Like, I'm just that type of person. If you don't believe in yourself, if you're not going to fight for yourself, I'm not going to fight for you. I'm not going to fight to watch you. So he doesn't get my money, Elle. He doesn't get it.
And I'm like even the fights he's winning, like the Volkov fight, which I agree with you. Like, I thought he lost.
He did.
Listen, I like Alexander Volkov. He's a very likable guy. I don't get super excited when he fights either. Like, it's heavyweight is just, it's been,
I think Elle Dawson is frozen. Let's see if we can get her back. Hope it's not me. I hope it's not me. Let's see. Elle? Yeah, no. Elle is Frozen City. All right, we'll try. Maybe something happened. Okay, UFC Vancouver, the weigh-ins, all of that seemed spot on. The choke was locked in against the cage, no escaping that. No. Everyone gets caught, right? Gamrot got caught to Charles Oliveira just this past weekend in Rio. But watching that fight, you never felt like Gamrot gave up on himself or wasn't ready there to fight. He was doing his thing, and he was just outmatched and got caught. I don't know. This is my opinion. My opinion, my man A. Cyril Gane never gave him a chance. Like, never felt like he was in the fight or was going to win that fight. It just felt very, it just felt like he gave up on himself, No, and I agree. And I do think, I'm not saying no one's giving him a chance. He's not the craziest, biggest underdog ever. Matchup wise, Aspinall is hittable, all of that nature. But he's getting another title fight, and Aspinall is definitely big favorite. I think a lot of people are writing him off. Yeah, but I think rightfully so. You know what I mean? It's not about Max Holloway got caught against Ilia Topuria. No one rawed off Max. Like, it's hard to come back, but Max Holloway fights and is a fighter, and Gaethje fights. And when he loses, when he tapped out to Khabib, no one thought he was done. You know what I mean? I just think there's a different feeling around Gane than there is Justin Gaethje and stuff. All right. Elle Dawson says she needs 2 more minutes. All right. So let's go with the first topic, guys. Diego Lopes. Let's talk about Diego Lopes. Diego Lopes threw out there on social media the smile emoji, the wink emoji, and then the time emoji. So it's wild. So it all starts 2 days ago. LaRon Murphy put out that there was rumors that Volkanovski was going to headline this December pay-per-view. It's Merab Jan. We know that UFC 323. Volkanovski is now fighting this year. He'll fight in 2026. And we all thought or assumed it was going to be LaRon Murphy. LaRon Murphy tweeted multiple tweets, even answered a couple people tweeting back and forth that he looks like he's not it. And he something about some people take the stairs, some people take the elevator, that kind of thing. So everyone thinks that Murphy is not getting this title shot. At least that's how it looks like through social media posts. So Diego Lopes puts this up, and it would be a travesty if he gets the title shot off from Murphy. I don't disagree. I don't have a dog in the fight. We're actually, we're a little bit more connected with Diego Lopes than LaRon Murphy, to be brutally honest. And I still think LaRon Murphy should and get the title shot. Him or Mosar. Those are the two guys. With that being said, it's funny that Diego put that out there, and now all the rumors, everyone thinking it's Diego and Volk once again, which was a great fight. One of the better fights of 2025. And, I'm intrigued to see the rematch, but I just, Diego Lopes looked awesome against Gene Silva. I just think skipping Mosarf and skipping LaRon Murphy is that's a big thing. That's you're giving a guy a rematch before other guys get the first crack at Volkanovski. Elle, you're back.
No idea what happened. My computer had a complete conniption. What's up? What
it happens. So we're in the middle. We're just talking about LaRon Murphy tweeting about, looks like he's not getting the title shot. Diego Lopes looks like he is. And we're just kind of in that space right now. It's pretty weird. Pretty weird.
Diego? What? So then are they doing LaRon and Movsar?
You would have to think so. Have to think that and be like, hey, guys, winner gets the title shot.
I like Diego Lopes. He's a super nice guy.
Yeah.
Man, they love him. They just love him. And I like, he's fun. He sells.
Yeah.
And I guess like he had good moments against Volk, but it's not like it was a razor thin decision that like people thought Diego won the fight. It wasn't, it wasn't that close. It wasn't.
No,
so like Volk and Islam, that first fight, a lot of people were like, man, Volk won a round or two, like super, super close. And it like, he just needs one more shot. He's got it. Like, yeah, this fight didn't do that for me, So I don't really see the immediate rematch, especially when you have so many exciting contenders at this weight class right now.
That's the point. The latter's the point. I don't mind in another state, like a heavyweight or light heavyweight. Diego Lopes is definitely a high-end contender.
Right.
Fought a really good fight against Volkanovski and lost. A fun fight, too. I said it was one of the best fights of the year. Fun fight. Then headlines UFC Noche against Gene Silva. Fun fight again. Beats him. TKO. Like, looks awesome. Gets that moment. So I don't mind if it's in another state, Diego Lopes would fight for the championship, but just not right now as a featherweight with Mosarf, who's undefeated, never lost in the UFC, and LaRon Murphy, who's 7-0 in the UFC just with a spinning elbow knocking against Pico. The one thing I would say about Murphy, and if I could say this just real quick, is I do think he needs one more bigger name than Aaron Pico. I don't think you should win against Aaron Pico and then fight for the title.
I agree. I mean, he did look great against Emmett. I think that does a lot for him. But Emmett is 8 right now, or 9 right now. And here's the crazy thing: Gene Silva's 10. So Diego Lopes is getting a rematch off beating the number 10 ranked guy. And you've got so many people in the way. Aljo, and I don't think Aljo deserves a title shot just yet.
I've been yelling at that one. That's my dark horse.
But you've got so many guys in between. You have Aljo, you have Murphy, you have Movsar, and man, I'm kind of wondering too. Arnold Allen's healthy again, maybe. I hear Is that
Did you
is
see
that
he wrote on our thing? We talked about him, and he's like, and he wrote on it.
Did he really? Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Heck, dude, I would love to see him back. I'm a huge Arnold Allen fan. Like, so is his name back in that mix? Because he is a super underrated guy there in that division. But yeah, I agree with you. I think everybody needs another win except Mofsar. Like,
Can
this,
you tell me Mozart's last 3 wins, please?
let's see. Aljamain Sterling. Give me 2 seconds. I will pull it up for you. I should know it off the top of my head, but
No, it's okay. I'm sorry for putting it on the spot. I get
hit in the head for a living, so I know. Okay, so all right, Mofsar. Not that I wouldn't love to see Mofsar and Lerone. It's just okay. Aljamain Sterling, Arnold Allen, Diego Lopes.
That's incredible.
That's a pretty good run. And it's a pretty solid run.
No, not solid. That's a Merab Dvalishvili run before the championship. You fought the 3 guys that you should fight for the championship. You really did. Yeah. That's crazy.
And before that, there's no big names, but that's a solid 3 fights in a row. And I know there were some cancellations there too. And so I wonder if it's kind of just, but if we're gonna, there are guys that are cancellation kings that they just keep giving main events to. Manel Kopp. So I just because if Mofsar is Diego Lopes cancellation against Bryce Mitchell, which was that one his fault? No, that was Mitchell's fault. Then Arnold Allen beats Arnold Allen. Great fight, by the way. Did not understand the hate on that fight at all. Dana, I thought it was a really good fight. Super technical, pretty fast pace. Anyway, Sterling got hurt. So once again, not Mofsar's fault for the cancellation. Then they fought Aljo. Also awesome fight. Amazing scrambles. And then it was his fault. He had to pull out against Aaron Pico. But honestly, not too bad of a couple of years there.
It's unbelievable. But I will say this, and Elle, you know this, and I know this, and I'm just going to say this out loud. And if some people will understand it, some people won't, and it is what it is. It's these guys, these are real people. That they're not just UFC trading cards that I have a box over here that we could open up and have fun. It's not about stats. These are people that they are dealing with Hunter Campbell and Mick Maynard and Dana White and Sean Shelby, and they're dealing with them to get the fights and the cancellations. You never know. And I'm just saying, and I don't want to talk out of turn because I don't know either, but they could be like, hey, Charles, I'm sorry, but Rafael Fiziev fell out, man. I'm sorry. We're going to get you the toughest guy on short notice, Gamrot. And Charles is like, all right, I'm here in Rio. I want to headline it. Let's do it. And those guys, the next fight, get the benefit of the doubt. And I think Diego Lopes right now is like, Dana, whatever you want, brother, I'm in. Where? Tell me where. I'll go here. Hey, how about
he sells?
Yeah. And that's it. And I think maybe Mozart, maybe once or twice, when you just said it wasn't his fault, Aljo fell out. Maybe they called him and be like, hey, man, LaRon Murphy's a tough England guy. We want to get him on this card. We think you guys are a great number 1 contender fight. What do you think? And I'm just saying, maybe he's like, no, I trained for Aljo. I'm not doing that fight. And maybe the UFC's like, I don't want to deal with this.
So I've never explicitly asked Mofsar this, but the way he sounds when he does talk about it, it does not sound like that's what's going on. I think it's the other side of it where nobody wants to fight Mofsar on short notice.
Correct.
Because he's not this popular superstar. He is world class and he is famous, but he doesn't if you beat Diego Lopes, skyrocket. If you beat Charles Oliveira, skyrocket. I don't know that beating Mofsar, it should do that for you. The dude's 19-0. It should do that for you, but does it? I don't know. And so maybe nobody wants to take that risk on short notice. And so he hasn't been able to be as active, and he's had some knee injuries, So it's I'm not sure. I'm not sure what goes on behind the. I know he had to pull out of the first Bryce Mitchell fight. So it's I know he has had some pullouts of his own. So maybe, Maybe the UFC is just like, hey, you're not as reliable, you know?
Right.
And Diego Lopez, if nothing else, is reliable. He will show up and he will put on a show.
Exactly. And also, didn't we see in Brazil, I think it was Almeida, and I'm sorry if I got it wrong. You could tell the guy fought going into a fight with a broken hand. It went everywhere. It went viral, right? Like, sometimes, and the UFC will never say this out loud because they're a billion-dollar company, corporation, all that stuff. And it's but you get brownie points. I don't know how else to say it. It's like, hey, we know you're banged up. We know this isn't the best for you, but if you're going to do one for us, we're going to do one. There's just something to it. Poirier was kind of that guy.
You get brownie points unless you tell everybody on national TV that you had a staph infection on your butt. Do you remember that?
No.
There's some female fighter. I can't remember who it was. And Dana was like, why would you say that on the mic?
That's gross.
It was super gross.
The UFC used the title implications narrative for the Murphy Pico promo, and Volk called him out afterwards. I don't know why they just anyone. No, I don't
be upset if Lerone Murphy or Movsar got this fight. I think Movsar deserves it more. I do not think Diego Lopez should be getting another title shot. And I do not think Yair Rodriguez is anywhere near deserving of another title shot. He needs 3 more wins in my book.
Yeah.
Against actual top guys in that division. I don't understand why we're not doing Diego Lopez and Yair Rodriguez. They have huge beef. Yeah. It would be a super flashy, super fun fight. Like, you really want to get one of them a title shot, do that. Like, that's the fight I want to see.
And maybe that is it. Maybe Diego Lopez put that out there because he has a fight with Yair, not for the championship. And honestly, maybe Movsar does have the fight. He's not the craziest social media guy. He hasn't said nothing. There's nothing of him on social right now. So, maybe we're just talking about it and they got it all right after all. All right. So that's the featherweight division. Real quick, we're not the biggest boxing show in the world. The little box of bananas under the Fight Bananas brand. But yesterday, I don't know if you saw, Elle, in Miami, Jake Paul and Tank is the headline in a month. Underneath it, the trilogy fight between Anderson Silva and Chris Weidman got announced on that card. So you didn't see it.
All right. I want to see that about as much as I wanted to see Anderson Silva and Chael Sonnen fight again. I love these guys. They're legends. I don't want to see them fight anymore. Man, nobody tuned in for that. Also, the fight that they did, was it him and Chael months ago? Well, I didn't even know it happened. There was no press whatsoever. I think it's very clear. People do not want to see this.
No. Friend. If no one wanted to see it, Jake Paul and that, millionaire machine of promotion wouldn't get him on the card. I know for a fact.
Cards have not been getting the viewership that they're predicting. They haven't been. That's what I keep hearing. I keep hearing they haven't been doing as well as they want to.
Elle Dawson, the biggest fight ever watched in our history was a Jake Paul fight. The history of our sport.
He has had fights that are like that. I'm just saying, I don't think every single one has pushed out the numbers that they thought it was going to.
I don't disagree. And I think that this one with Tank is very boxing-y. And I think he does like some of that MMA space. And I think that's why they got Anderson and Weidman.
This one may push some numbers with Tank. I don't want to see old guys fight each other anymore.
Wow, we're on the opposites. Dude, I am so for Chris Weidman. He's going to make more money on this boxing than is probably his first 6 UFC fights.
I'm super happy for him. I'm so glad that these fighters are going to be set for life. That doesn't mean I want to watch them fight anymore.
That's fine, but that's two different lines.
There are also old guys out there that are still fighting because they have to. It was Bigfoot Silva that kept getting knocked out, gets knocked out over and over and over again. And people just let him keep fighting.
Remember his daughter was at ATT for a while. Yeah.
Was she? No.
Yeah.
Not while I was there. I don't know.
Maybe so. I think
Is
she
that who I
has
was
some beef.
thinking of? Am I thinking of the right fighter? Or am I thinking of somebody else?
What was her name?
Huh? No. Bigfoot. I said, am I thinking of Bigfoot, or am I thinking, or is it Vanderlei?
No, Bigfoot.
Yeah, he's
Yeah, no,
been
you
getting
nailed it. You nailed it.
the Vanderlei Silva's getting knocked out over like I don't want to see these old guys fight. It's scary, man.
I don't disagree, but
At least he's fighting another old guy. Okay, I will say
yes,
that I would much rather them fight each other
me too.
than go out and get starched by these young guns that are trying to make a name for themselves. But
Me
I,
too.
I
I was just
still,
going to say that they're fighting
still
each
want
other.
to-
Also in America, I think. I think they're going to take care of them. I'm just going to say that.
I'm sure. I'm glad they're making money, but that fight's it's gonna be bad, Dave. It's not gonna be a good fight. I
I
love
didn't
those
say
guys.
it was.
They're
I didn't
old.
say it was. Also, Elle Dawson, did you see the UFC light heavyweight championship? Poatan. Did you see Poatan gift Glover Teixeira a brand new truck?
Oh, that's cute.
It was so cool.
I love their group, just him, Glover, and Machida with their belts, like they're just friends hanging out. I was like, oh, they're
Yeah.
so cute. I
It's
love that for them.
It was so cool. If you haven't seen it, it's out there on Alex's YouTube page. We posted it yesterday. It's like really, really great content. You could just tell the love that they have for each other and the just the positive. It was awesome. Poatan, just giving it back, one at a time. All right, the Rob Murphy. Oh, Elle Dawson, did you hear that Jalin Turner's back in the in the testing pool?
Yeah. I hear he's got a fight coming up.
Wow. He says he's just waiting for a phone call, but should be a good fight.
Yeah.
Grant Dawson always wanted that fight.
Yeah, hey, he might still get it. I think I'm interested to see what happens from this fight, If they rank the winner, if they do put Turner back in the rankings, if he does win, if they rank the guy he's fighting. Because that Turner was a pretty solid staple in the rankings. Like
11 through 15 for like years.
Years. And he didn't retire off this huge losing streak either. Like it was
2, right? 2 losses.
2. And to good guys as well. So it's I'd be interested to see if he's going to stick around. Maybe he just needed some time away from the sport. He's not old. He wasn't losing a bunch. He's got a really, really difficult. He's a difficult puzzle to figure out. He had Moicano in some danger before Moicano beat him. But he's a dangerous guy. And so if he can put his mind back together, I feel like he really has a shot to do well in this division. So I'm interested to see him back in there. He's a very unique guy, very unique style.
I would love to see Jalin Turner balloon up a little bit. And you see Jalin Turner versus Kevin Holland at welterweight.
That'd be fun.
That would be fun, wouldn't it?
I honestly, I'm interested to see if he does go up because it is a pretty rough cut for him. Yeah. I know he's pretty skinny. Like he does have slender limbs, but he's still a big guy. He's got a wide back. He's a big guy. And so I wonder if we'll see him maybe do a Joel Alvarez and jump up after this fight. Maybe we'll see.
Huh.
What?
He's a big back.
He does. He's got a freaking back look like a Dorito.
I saw on one of the socials, great account, and they posted when you mentioned the Moicano against Turner. They posted, they're like, how good was UFC 300? And they posted highlights from it. And Moicano and Turner was one of them. Dude, people, and I think there was a card 5 months ago. I think it was maybe the Pantoja Royval card. And there was it was a card 6 months ago. And I loved, guys, if you have a chance, go back and watch UFC 300 or some highlights. That card was incredible. Yuri knocking out Rockage, Armand versus Charles. Of course, the co-main event is, or the feature fight was Gaethje and Max. Wei Lee dominating the main event. You got Chama. It was just a great card. Diego Lopes slaughters Yusuf in that fight.
Yeah.
In the prelims.
Yeah. Dude, yeah,
Great
that's
card.
that's crazy. Diego Lopes prelim. It doesn't feel like it was that long ago, but it was.
Yeah, we're at UFC 321 next week,
Yeah.
which we will not be doing a watch along for, or at least I won't.
We will not be paying $90 for.
We are not paying $90 for UFC.
They like the UFC. It's like this. They could have like taken some from UFC 323. I feel like and put it on this
yeah.
pay-per-view. So just spread it out. But they were like, nah, 321. We're gonna tank, and then 323 last pay-per-view of the year is just gonna be a banger.
Bangers.
That's
Talking about bangers, Elle Dawson. This man doesn't know how not to have a banger. Just won this past weekend in UFC Rio. First time coming on the show. Friends with Elle Dawson. Michael.
Hey, I made it. I'm so sorry about Tuesday. I made it. I'm here.
What's up, brother? How are you, Mike?
I'm good, man. I'm living life. I'm feeling great. You know, it's coming down off that cloud 9. So starting to be real life again, I guess.
Yeah.
You back in Texas?
Yeah, I got back. So we got back Monday morning at like 5:30 a.m. So we left Sunday at 9, and then we got in Houston at 5:30. Yeah, brutal. It was brutal. I didn't sleep the whole flight. It was a long 10 hours. I kept looking at the clock and it said, all right, 9 more hours, 8 more hours. So I was like, oh my God, this is brutal. Brutal.
That's the worst. Mike, can you talk about, I always hear all the time, even on wins, the biggest wins, you're in the octagon, you got the speech, first UFC, all that stuff. I always hear there is a little bit of a minor, I don't want to use the depression because depression's a heavy word nowadays. There is a little bit of a low of when you coming back, if you're taking your kids to school or you got to take out the trash, you're a real person again. You know what I mean? Coming up from the biggest high, is that a real thing after a big UFC win?
Yeah, I mean, maybe not for me because I don't have those kids or responsibilities or stuff. I got 3 dogs and a cat and a chinchilla, but like for me, it's just I think I've always just been living my dream since I was 17 years old, and I never have known anything different. I never had a job or anything. It was just like, this is what I'm going to do. And I've been doing it. So, just going through and just even like last week, that whole week, it's like, it felt familiar, like I've already thought about it. It's already happened, in my brain so many times. So, yeah, man, I'm just going to keep riding the high as long as I can and just keep letting the flame rolling. Cause, I think just what, I'm doing what we're doing at my gym and stuff. It's just one of those things like when it's hot, you just got to keep the flame going,
Dave brought up the speech. So I got to ask, did you get in trouble at all for leaking the official news of Pantoja and Joshua Vance?
No, I didn't get in trouble. My manager sent a text immediately. It was just like, okay, do not talk about this anymore. I'm on it. Relax, enjoy your night. You'll be okay. But I think everyone knew that fight was happening. Like it's been signed for like a month and some change, and I'd be lying to say I didn't like practice my post-fight speech a little bit. So it just kind of flew. I probably said a little more than I needed to, but yeah, I didn't get in trouble. Everything is all good. And then I was worried though at first and then I see Dana a couple of days later is like, hey, we're gonna make an announcement. I was like, oh God, hopefully he didn't. But I don't think he saw my announcement or anything, or I don't know. But we'll see. I think we're okay. I think
you're in the clear.
Yeah. Matt Serras was like, I had an interview with Matt Serras. He's like, after a performance like that, kid, I think you'll be okay.
And I gotta be honest with you, I don't think they care that much.
No, I think it was MMA Twitter just talking nonsense, getting me scared for no reason.
Before the UFC all the time, so I don't think it's as big of a deal. But I'm super pumped for that fight. I know, Dave. Go ahead, Dave. Sorry, you guys.
No, just real quick. I was just going to jump in on one thing you said. I think you nailed it. I think Matt Serras said it. You just keep on knocking out people in the first round. You can do whatever you want. You know what I mean? You keep on being you. It will definitely fall over. I know you're going to ask him, I would assume, Van and Pantoja. Mike, that fight is so good. Like, Joshua Van has had one of the best uprises and runs in recent history in any weight class. Pantoja is this dominant guy. People are like, hey, is he better than Mighty Mouse? And Mighty Mouse is that all-time legend. This fight is perfect. I cannot wait for this fight.
Oh my God, I cannot wait for this fight. I'm more excited about that fight than I am my own fight. You know, like and like you said, like the run that Josh has had is not anything he's ever seen ever in history. Like this kid has started fighting 5 years ago. 5 years ago, he had his first ever amateur fight, and this kid's fighting for the most prestigious belt in the world. Like it's crazy what he's doing, and I just think, it's his mindset, it's how hard he works, and I think it's that confidence that he has in himself. And like I've seen it the past 2 years, and it's contagious. I think you could see it off my fight, off of our buddy Alden's fight at Noche. Like we're just really just feeding off of what we're doing, and I think we're really buying into the system that Pineda's built, and I think we all are just all in. And it's hard. It's hard to. I tell people this all the time. It's hard to beat someone when they're 100% in. Even if you're 99.9% in, you're still the 0.1% missing. So I think being able to talk to each other, I think it's hard. He's 24 years old. He just turned 24. He was about to be. He's so crazy because his whole goal was to be the youngest champ ever. So as soon as he got to the UFC, he's like, all right, I'm the youngest champ ever. And when he lost to Johnson, I was with him in Colorado, and he was all upset because he's like, oh, it messed up my timeline to being the youngest champ. And that's why he took all these 6 fights, because he was trying to speed up and be champ already. I was like, this guy's crazy. And he almost did it. They would have had a fight, this month or last month, he would have had a chance to be the youngest ever. But that's just, who he is. And I think being around it, being able to talk to each other, being in that situation where we just lost, we're like knowing that we're going to bounce back and just having that faith in someone. And, because I just turned 25 too. So it's kind of crazy what we're doing. And I think having each other to lean on is just such a blessing. And then having someone like Pineda to give us some advice to lean on, to talk to. I mean, I think what we're doing at 4 ounce is just special. And yeah, man, we're loving it. I'm excited for Pantoja and Josh. I think, I'm biased. I know you're biased. So we don't even need to say who's going to win what. We already know. Yeah. But it's going to be a great fight. I'm excited for it. Like you said, it's a tale of his time. A young up-and-comer that's hungry against an old vet who's one of the best in the game. So, I think we're doing everything to prepare for sure.
And I think the beautiful thing about this fight, too, is I think this is going to bring something. I think this is going to bring out the best Pantoja, too, because he's so excited to fight a guy like Joshua Van, because who would
never fought him before? He doesn't know. It's like so uncertainty.
Yeah, finally a guy he hasn't already beat, right?
Yeah, someone to wake up to, like, oh, okay, people are actually might count me out a little bit, even though, of course they know what he brings in his style. But, Josh is so unpredictable, and it's going to be beautiful.
No, I'm like you said, I'm biased, but I'm such a big fan of Joshua too.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Pantoja too. It's hard to, when you're the best, bro. I mean, people want to hate, but that guy is a legend already in the game. So
yeah, super likable dude too.
Yeah,
I want to. You brought up you're 25, Josh is 24. Like I feel like you guys are in just like you found the sweet spot of when you guys got into the UFC as well. He got in obviously a little bit younger. But I noticed too, you had quite a bit of experience outside the UFC. And I feel like lately we've been seeing more and more guys get signed off Contender Series with only like 4 or 5 fights, and even tough 2 or 3 fights.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like that regional experience has been important for you before you made that step up?
100%. I think, I fought with Fury, fighting championship, and Eric Garcia since I was 17. That's the only place that I ever fought for, since I was an amateur. And same with Josh, and we've seen each other all the time. We're on the same amateur cards, all the time. We were on the same pro cards. He started main eventing, I was co-main, so we came up together. I think Fury just did a really good job of, like you said, giving us fights that we needed, and making sure that we're going through some tough fights before we got to the UFC. Because I think what tends to happen a lot is a lot of these kids, especially younger kids, they don't really have those tough fights in the regional scene, right? So the first time that they really go through some adversity or they have a tough fight is when they're on the big stage. And when you're on the big stage and you go through a tough time, and then you got people from the outside yapping, and you got a lot of things going on, it starts getting overwhelming, and people don't know how to deal with it because it's their first time, So I think, my saying is just always trying to be comfortable being uncomfortable. And I think the fights that I had in Fury, I fought some tough dudes, some of these guys that I fought were, Fury champions, if not beat a lot of dudes that were in the UFC, or a lot of experience, coming up. So I think it's huge. Like you said, these guys are 3 or 4-0 getting to the UFC, and it's like, man, it's just tough because once you go to the UFC, there's no easy fights. It's no, it's straight to the doghouse. So you're 4-0, you lose 2 in the UFC, you're 0-2 in the UFC, you're 4-2, and now it's like a lot of pressure starts to ride on you. Now it's like, hey, if I lose this one, I might get cut, and I gotta restart my whole career. Maybe they don't give you another shot. The UFC is, they're so ruthless. They're so hard. It used to be. They say, oh, it's easy to get in and it's hard to stay. Now it's hard as shit to get in and it's hard as shit to stay. So it's like, God damn, so I'm blessed to be able to get in like I did, even though I had a crazy contender fight. Dana said, kid, you're next. I still waited almost a year to get in. So, I was blessed to be able to be in the position to, when they called me, I was ready and to get in, making sure I put on a fight, and then doing what I did, last week, I think kind of just solidified my spot at 45, and maybe say, okay, we see some potential in this kid.
That's for sure. One thing I love about our sport, MMA, so much more than boxing, and I'm not trying to hate on boxing or anything of that nature, but yours and Van's, we just talked about, it's okay, and you don't want to lose, and hopefully you go on a 15-fight win streak, Mike. I know, but it's okay to lose and learn and get better. And a year later, 18 months later, you could be fighting for the world championship. If that happened in boxing, Joshua wouldn't be fighting for their champion for 6 years. It's so wild to me that it's all right. Merab Dvalishvili, 0-2 in the UFC. The guy's like the best in the world right now. You know what I mean? I just love that sport that we can lose and get better. And and I know yours was short notice and everything. But I'm just pumped for what's happening next for you going forward. It's going to be good. It's going to be a good run, I think.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, man. And you're right. It's crazy. Like boxing almost ruined the sport, making it like if you lose, then you're horrible. Or like, Mayweather, did so much to be like 50-0, never lost, where it made these guys, it's like, we're in a game where we're chasing goals and we're chasing records. We're chasing things that have never been done. So Mayweather's sitting here 50-0. It's like, damn, like if I can't get 50-0, then what am I even doing? Like, what record am I really chasing? But like you said, it takes away from the part about getting better, because now people aren't worried about getting better. They're worried about just winning. No matter how they win, even if it's an ugly win, they're celebrating like they're world champs. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think it just takes a little, maybe not integrity out of the game, but just, kind of that will and that hunger that, these boxers kind of used to have, and knowing like sometimes that loss, like you said, just makes you better.
Yeah, for sure.
So $50,000 bonus. I know it was kind of a tough competition between all the finishes on UFC Rio, but do you feel like there was a little bias as one of the only Americans to get a finish?
I hurt. I'm not gonna lie. I really thought I had it too, because we're watching the rest of the night. Of course, I saw the first fight from the prelims, and they were good finishes. I mean, I was, every fight was damn near finished. So I was like, damn, all right, I gotta do something. So at the end of the night, we're thinking, of course, Charles is gonna get it. Main event, King of Rio, submission win. Like we're like, of course. Petrino, we're like, okay, the knockout was nasty. Like that's just nasty. Even though it took 3 rounds, the knockout was nasty. It doesn't matter how long it took. So we're like, those two for sure. So now we're sitting around, we're looking, we're like, there was no fight of the night because they're all finishes. So we're like, we might have a good shot here. So I'm thinking maybe that Kimura might have got it or something. Fiala, like that was a good one. He's Brazilian too. So I'm like, he might have got it, so. And it was nasty. It was literally right before me. I was like, damn, nasty. But, yeah, so when I saw that the 2 girls got it, I was like, wow. I did not think they were good. I thought I would hire on the list to get it to them. Personal opinion. Not to say they didn't have a great fight. They went out and did their thing, you know what I'm saying? And I know they got a lot of hype in Brazil and stuff. So, like, I get it. Brazilians get it. So, but I wasn't going to hurt. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I'll take I'm dead.
I love when the prelim fighters get the bonuses. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's why I don't mind. Like, I know the girls probably don't make that much either. Like, first fight in the UFC, like they're in Brazil, they're in country, so I get it. But they can give me something. I don't know. Give me on December 6th. I won't be as upset.
Yeah. And they say this all the time, and I'm not trying to be in your business at all, but I do hear all the time the UFC, maybe it's not the whole 50. They might a little extra check might come through. You know what I mean? So
yeah, well, I'm hoping for that. Yeah, I'm hoping I wake up and my bank account just
a little 5 spot, little 8 spot, little something.
Hey, we'll take those. We're not.
Yeah.
Beggars can't be choosy. I think that's
But dude, so real quick, Elle, I just think it's really funny too. So we making you big, the full screen. And when it was smaller with us three in that background, Elle, I don't know if you saw the picture behind Michael looks like it's the iconic Nate Diaz picture. That looks like Nate. And then every time I make Michael big, look, that's Michael. That's not Nate Diaz. I love that picture. Doesn't that looks like that iconic Nate pose?
That's funny. Yeah.
Maybe Nate took that pose from you, Michael.
No, I took it from him after Contenders.
That's fire. I like that. That's sick.
Yeah, after Contenders. Yeah, I love that photo. That's a great photo. And then that's my first fight, my debut. I got that one signed.
The signed poster?
Yeah.
You got the Rio one going to be framed up soon?
Yeah, I'm going to get that one framed up and stuff.
Let's go.
That one will be dope. I'll probably give one of them to my coach and then probably keep
we need some more stuff on our wall.
Yeah, we're working on it. I just bought this house with my girl in November, so we're working on it.
Nice.
That's fire.
Yeah.
So you keep bringing up December 6th. Is there a specific name for December 6th that you want?
If I bring a name, does that mean I get to fight or? Shit. I mean, personally, like it really doesn't matter to me. I watch all these guys. They gave me Almeida, and he has 5 fights in the UFC. So I don't know what route they want me to go. Like, do they want me to go fight some couple dudes with good records already? I'm down. Like, they want me to go that route, or do they want me to fight these up and coming guys? Like, I'm cool with anything. My season, the Contenders, every person I lost to is in the UFC. So I'd love to get any of those back. Anyone that beat up my coach Pineda in the UFC, if they're still around, I'll beat them up for beating up my coach. So
I think Grant grappled him once.
Yeah, Grant can say 55.
Grant can be a middleweight more than
who else beat up Pineda is freaking Mike Brown. So I guess I'm gonna have to fight any of Mike Brown's proteges out there because Mike Brown beat up Pineda.
He's got any fighters coming up?
But Nathaniel Wood, like I know he just beat up my coach.
Oh, that's fun.
He's fighting Delgado, an up and coming guy.
Yeah.
So I got my eyes set on that fight for sure. I know that's coming up in November. I think it's on pay-per-view. Is that on the Abu Dhabi card?
I believe so.
It might be on the Abu Dhabi card. So I'm definitely looking at that fight. Our boy Onama and Garcia. I'm definitely looking at that fight. It's a great fight. Like I said, I don't know what route they want me to go. I feel like I can fight any of those guys. Like I feel like I can hang with those dudes, if not beat them. So I don't know if they want me to fight those guys. They want me to fight some guys like my Contenders or want to know UFC dudes. So it don't matter to me. I just want to fight with Josh. I think that would be legendary. And if they can't fight, let me fight with Josh. Then I just need tickets, please.
About the pets. Said, are those hamsters?
No, it's a chinchilla.
Is your chinchilla? I don't think I've ever seen a chinchilla.
Chi-Chi, come here. She's in her bed right now. She's chilling.
They're nocturnal, right?
She likes pets.
They're so cute. Ooh. Is she nocturnal? Does she sleep during the day mostly?
Oh, yeah. There she goes.
Oh, hey.
Okay, don't get out. She runs on her wheel. See, she just goes and runs on her wheel.
Usually it's dogs in the background.
Yeah. Usually there's.
I got 3 dogs downstairs, and then I got my cat running around somewhere. She's just always staring at the chinchilla. She's about to she wants to kill it. Yeah.
You got the makings of a small zoo. Soon you'll be.
I know. I'm buying a farm. I'm already working on buying a farm.
Yeah. You'll be in Taylor Harrison territory soon.
I know. Me and my girlfriend rescue dogs off the streets all the time. Like we rescued a mom cat and 5 kittens. Got them all saved. We kept one. RIP, the mom passed away before my debut, but we ended up rescuing 3 more dogs. two, like a blonde, a black, and a brown one, and then we gave two away. I had to keep one. I'm such a freaking softie. I was like, I gotta keep one. But so we're probably gonna end up opening like an animal shelter or something of that sort, or something along those lines. So my girlfriend can quit her job and do something she wants to do.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So we're working on it. We love animals anyways, and I think they're so, especially where I'm, we're kind of in the hood, so like there's just dogs running around everywhere. They're all, not taken care of, and the worst thing is like they're all on the street, just keep knocking up, and it's just like overpopulation. It's just sad, that we can't take care of them. So, and they just find my girlfriend. I don't know what it is. They know that she's the one that's gonna freaking take care of them and actually stop and help them. And
they're talking at night. They're trying to.
What am I gonna do? I can't be the bad guy. Like, hey, okay, all right. Like, what do I need? What do I need to get? Like, I don't even argue anymore. I'm just like, just tell me what I need, because I know we're gonna end up saving and rescuing it anyways. So
that happened to us the other day. I was driving out in my neighborhood like a few weeks ago, and there's a little pocket pitty running around, and now she lives with us.
Yeah.
And now we have 3 dogs.
Yeah, we're suckers. Yeah, it's nothing to do. God.
I have no dogs at the house. I got 4 kids, man. That's what I got a lot.
Yeah. Well, I'll take my dogs.
Real quick, tomorrow UFC Vancouver. I love this main event. Middleweight RDR. Brandon Allen steps up. Could be maybe a number 1 contender spot. I would love your take on this good fight coming up tomorrow night.
Bro, I think it's actually a really, really good fight. It's very interesting. RDR proved that he can hang with the best of them. You know what I'm saying? And I know Brandon Allen's been yapping at the nip and just saying that he's one of the best in the world. So he's got good grappling. I think his striking is actually a little more technical than RDR. So that's kind of interesting. But I just think RDR is bigger. He's gonna wear on him. I think his weight. I know Allen's coming on short notice and stuff too. So I think RDR is just going to end up wearing on him and just being a little too tough for him at the end. But I think Allen will show some good stuff in the first couple rounds.
I like it. Yeah. I think Elle, you're pretty spot on with that one, right?
I'm kind of on board, especially with it being 5 rounds short notice.
Yeah.
Slow before, and RDR just doesn't go away is my worry for Brendan here. I'd love to be surprised. I like Brendan Allen a lot, but I do think I think the first couple rounds are going to be really close.
Yeah, I think so too.
That's good. Is there another fight on this weekend's card, Michael, that got your eyes on?
Kevin Holland.
That's your boy?
That's my boy.
I love
He's a Texas guy.
Yeah, he's a Texas guy, and he's been training over there at the gym.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So my striking coach, his name's Artinus Young, Chico. He is Kevin Holland's cousin, actually. So, yeah, he started working and started coming to the gym and stuff. So, me and Kevin even been getting a lot of good, training sessions in even before my fight, because we're lined up, almost identical. So, he's super knowledgeable about the game, man. He's not. I mean, he definitely is who he is on camera. On camera, he's the same person, but he's not as crazy or dumb as they try to make him out to seem. He's very smart. He's super intelligent about the game. And if you go look at his resume, that dude has fought some killers, and he's fought a lot of times. He's fought almost 50 times. So I'm excited to see him fight. I know he wants to bounce back against after that Rodriguez fight. I know he was super disappointed in that. So yeah, against Malott too, who's a good dude, and he's fighting in Canada. So we kind of got that. We had that same theme going in. I was fighting a Brazilian in Brazil. Yeah. He's fighting a Canadian in Canada. So, yeah, I'm excited to see him fight and rooting for Kevin. And I'm still waiting for my package, Kevin. So, whenever he sees this. He told me it would come. He'll come. He said it would come later. I told him fine since it was 5 weeks, but I'm still waiting on
it. and kind of what we were talking about earlier, I think the same thing. And I know Kevin's been through it all, highest highs, some lowest lows. The loss against D-Rod's probably not it's a loss. It stinks, but I think I actually like Kevin Holland in this spot a lot. I think he bounces back from that. He's better than what he just showed us against Daniel Rodriguez. He just is. We've seen him better. So I actually like Kevin Holland. I know he was an underdog. Now he's a slight bet-in favorite. Really don't matter. I do like Holland in this spot. Big spot.
Yeah.
I was particularly impressed with the way Kevin Holland fought Gunnar Nelson. I feel like that's a name people respect as much as they should. Gunner's a super underrated guy. And I expected him to beat Kevin. I thought his wrestling was just going to be too much. And he fought him so smart. Smart. He's a very tricky guy.
He is. And I think even with the Rodriguez fight, like as bad as the loss was, I think at least me personally, saw something I've never really seen from Kevin, especially like, actually getting to like train with him. I saw him, have some heart and grit, and I kind of just like give up almost, like, like the Hamzat fight, the Chimaev fight, you can almost tell like he was just like, whatever, like Chimaev's gonna do this to me. But like the Rodriguez fight, he was hurt and he still fought back and battled and even came back in the third and won. So I felt like I saw a lot of heart from Kevin that I haven't seen in a couple of years. So almost like a fire was kind of reflamed or something, So yeah, I'm excited to see him fight this weekend.
Yeah, I totally agree. And we really haven't seen that much of that with Malat, right? Like Malat kind of went in those deep waters with Neil Magny, did not come out. Like
calm down. Neil Magny's the best damn third round fighter on planet Earth.
He is. He's a mythical creature. Third round, Nat Magny, mythical creature.
Magny. Yeah, that guy, dude. Magny's a legend, man.
Welterweight,
George St. Pierre, right? Like the welterweight division's had some monsters for 20 years, and Neil Magny has the most UFC welterweight wins. It's crazy.
Made a career, man. Made a great career, and not never, touching the bell and still,
a ton of money too, man. Like
that's what I'm saying.
A win bonus 26 times.
And then he's out like quietly going to like build houses and
he's just doing his thing on the side.
He's doing good. Neil's good.
Oh yeah, Neil's made a good living in the UFC. Good for Neil, man. Respect.
Is there something like that, Michael, that you have your eye on? Of course, world champion. Is it about, hey, I just want to make sure I'm financially set, future families financially set? Is there a little, hey, would you love to maybe fight one time for the BMF championship? Is there something kind of that you would love to do 10 years down the road?
Yeah, man. I mean, I'd be lying to say I didn't, I didn't want to be a champ. Like that's the goal in this thing. When I start this thing, when I was 16, 17 years old, that's what I said I set out to be. So the goal has never changed or never faltered. It's just a couple bumps and bruises down the road. But I'd be lying to say like all the check boxes that I made when I was 17, like where I wanted to be, wasn't lining up to what I'm doing right now. I told myself that I'd be in the UFC before I was 25, and I told myself, these are the milestones I want to reach and where I want to be when I become a certain age. And I want to be champ. I want to be the best. And like you said, all those things follow. I think we get stuck sometimes, wanting to do this for the money or wanting to do this for the fame and the publicity and stuff. And then, once you start reaching for things that, just don't satisfy you as much as, like intangibles and like working so hard that, you put yourself into a position to be close to reaching the goals that you always set for yourself is just more fulfilling, I think. So, my goal is kind of, I maybe I'm delirious or crazy or whatever, but I just want to just keep chasing what I set out when I was 16, 17. So we're doing good so far, and whatever happens. If I fought for the BMF belt, that'd be awesome. That'd be a super dope opportunity. I'm not gonna say like I don't want to do that, So I think I just got to keep riding the wave that we're on. Just keep working hard and try to stay humble and just do the best I can every day and just try to be better, than I was the day before. And I think everything else is going to kind of figure itself out and follow suit.
I love it, man. I love it. Hey, massive fan. Elle's been telling me about you for a little bit, but then after Rio, I was like, man, let's go. Massive fan over here now. Massive fan.
Yeah. I mean, I've known Elle since, I was training in Kansas City for a little bit, and she was always super nice, super respectful, and even me and Grant got to roll and stuff. So I mean, it was always love, and she left pretty soon, when I got over there. But when I was there, she always showed a lot of love, man. So I've been waiting to be on Banana. I mean, I saw Josh on it, and I said, okay, Josh is on it, so I got to be next. I think they're gonna call me next. I hope.
I honestly didn't even know you guys were training together.
Yeah. Well, that's because I was going everywhere. So when I was in Kansas City, that was right after my coach passed, and I was kind of figuring out what I wanted to do, where I wanted to go, and I ended up making my way back to Houston, after all that crazy stuff. And then I was kind of trying to find my footing in Houston, and Josh is always texting me like, brother, you have a place here if you want to train here. Like, come. And I just wanted to make sure that I kind of cut off all my loose ends. That I wanted to make sure that I did everything the right way, and not just just left and kind of just left people in the dark and stuff. So I wanted to make sure everything was good. And then once everything was good, I said, all right, Josh, I'm coming. And I'm not the type of person to just kind of just show up once or twice. It's like, if I'm going to be here, I'm going to be all in. So I know I told Pineda and stuff, I said, hey, I'm not one of those guys. I'm not just going to be here. Like, I'll be here every day. I'm going to be on time every day. I'm going to be, and they sat me down and just kind of told me like, hey, we know you're not just like one of these newbie guys. Like, we know who you are. We know what you've been doing in the fight game, and we want to help you reach, the goals that you want to reach. And once we had that conversation, it's like, we're not going to treat you like some, you're part of the team. You're one of us, and let's get to work. And it's been the best, fighting career my life so far. Despite my losses, right? Like, I lost some contenders and my debut, but I think you can take a lot from those losses. And I think as much as they were losses, it's like, man, they were super, super close, and there's a lot of good things I could take out of it. And yeah, man, it's been good. So we'll just keep doing our thing. And I know we got some more performance fighters on the way. Hopefully we have 4 or 5 dudes in the UFC, and hopefully Josh wins that belt, and maybe they put us for like gym of the year or something.
We'll just have to keep getting the Houston boys on the show. And we got Josh, we got Michael. Next, we'll have to get Kevin Holland after his.
Yeah, we get Kevin and get my boy Auken. He just fought. Yeah, he made his UFC debut on UFC Noche against Alexander Costa, and finished him in the third round. Yeah. So so.
And hey, don't let Grant weight bully you, man. All right, tell Grant's he's always trying to go up to the featherweight.
145, 155. I'll take all those belts.
Thank you, man.
In the door,
huh?
I said, I think I heard him come in the door.
Yeah.
No. Grant don't want this smoke. Grant doesn't. He's weight bullying.
Hey, Grant can grab his ass. I'll tell you that much.
No, he's pretty good. He's pretty good.
He's very good. He's very talented.
Hey, we appreciate you. Appreciate you coming on. Anytime you want to come back, you let us know. Next fight announcement, hopefully December 6th. We'll get you right back on, my man. All right.
That'd be awesome. Thank you so much, guys, for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Michael.
There you go. Michael Aswell. That was awesome.
Oh,
he was cool. Liked him.
It was awesome. Happy to have him. Super nice guy. Yeah, we got to train together a little bit in Kansas City. It kind of like overlapped a bit before we moved, but we had several guys come up from Texas. I can't remember what. I'm trying to remember the coach's name. He passed away, and it was like Manna Martinez came up, Michael Aswell came up. There were a few guys. They were all super, super awesome people. It was really, really fun to have them all in the room. So
that I felt like a year before you guys left, like that area was like a little bit of a hotbed for a minute. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it was. There was especially during COVID. I think what was so good because something Krause did super, super well is he was just really, really a huge proponent of like being ready. And so a lot of guys got into the UFC that maybe wouldn't have been signed if they weren't ready. Like they were a little bit older, and like they had good records, but like we're not 25-year-old guys that they were normally signing. Like they were like 32, 33, but they were ready. And it's in a season where nobody was ready to take short notice fights. And guys were getting signed out of that Kansas City, Missouri area for like pretty heavily for a few years. It was a really great, feels like a different lifetime, but it was a cool place to train for a long time
ago. Talking about a long time ago. You see Jeff Molina, do you see him on Instagram playing poker? I mean, blackjack?
Jeff's I think he's commentating my fight. I'm pretty sure I asked him. He sometimes commentates and does the post-fight interviews because he messaged me after they announced my fight, and he was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Are you commentating?" And then he never messaged me back. But so Jeff Molina.
If I go to your fight, I'm gonna tell Jeff when you win. I'm fighting him to do the post-fight interview.
The mic. You're fighting for the mic.
He's small, man. He's a flyweight, right?
Yeah, he's flyweight. I mean, he's a pretty good striker. I don't know how much he's training these days. He's been making some money playing poker, and I don't know. I'm not sure what he's up to these days, but damn good striker.
Sounds good. Well, I think we did it. Michael was great. That was cool. Dude, that picture was the identical Nate Diaz picture. I was like, that's Nate in the background. And then we made him big. And then I was like, oh, it's not. It's Michael.
Never mind. The chinchilla was so cute. I don't think
I've never seen one before.
And I used to work at a zoo. I've never seen it. I don't think I've ever held a chinchilla. I kind of want one now.
I've known you. We have probably talked almost every single day for the last 4 years. You have never told me you worked at a zoo.
You didn't know that? No. So when I was in college, I wanted to go into vets. I wanted to go to veterinary school for a while.
I remember that. Okay.
And so you need like a certain amount of internship hours. So I interned at the zoo for like
what part of the zoo? What, all areas, or did you have a certain spot?
The interns all got rotated. I mean, when you're an intern at the zoo, you don't get paid, and your primary job is picking up poop. So I spent several hours a day just scooping various sizes of poop. But it was
Did you have to go to the reptile area?
I didn't get to spend too much time, but I did a little bit. I got to take I actually really like the reptiles. I got to take a blood sample from a lizard once with the vet that was on site there. That was pretty cool. It was very hard.
You saw a snake?
Oh, I held tons of snakes. Fed them the mice and the rats and stuff. I had a really short rotation in the reptile house. I spent a lot of time with like the African animals, the giraffes.
Lions. I would love to hang out with a giraffe.
The monkeys. We had a lot of monkeys. We had lemurs. The lemurs were awesome. I've got pictures of me like selfieing with like a lemur. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, please. We'll post it on Fight Bananas. So my girls, school's ending early. Boom, they're home earlier than usual. So like there's an hour or two of like a weird, like, what does people do at 3:30 p.m.? Like, it's not night, it's not dinner time. Our soccer doesn't kick in tonight. So there's a couple hours. So like any good parents, we just put them in front of a TV and be like, hey, kids, watch TV and shut your mouth. So we needed a new thing. Instead of like watching Buzz Lightyear for the nighttime or watching these Disney movies, they found a show called Gator Boys. We watch it on a cycle. Have you ever seen Gator Boys?
Oh, but I'm very curious.
Dude, it's so good. It's these two guys. They go, in Miami, there's a gator in a pool and they have to go get the gator out. It's incredible. The guy swims with gators, like in a creek.
There's a guy on Instagram. I think his handle's like Blue Collar Brawler or something like that. And that's like his job. Like if people have a gator in their yard or their pond or their pool, they call him and he just like wrangles it. SG, you work in a zoo? What? He said, never mind. You're on the cleanup side. I got to feed animals too. I did get to do some. I got to work in I had a rotation in like the veterinary center, like in the vet's office at the zoo. But I was just an intern. I was a student. So they kind of like push you everywhere. I love fishing Garrett, the yoink guy, picking up everything out in the Everglades. I love that. Yeah. Just walking around barefoot in the Everglades, picking up snakes.
That's the
fishing
worst.
Garrett is the man.
I'm so scared. I'm deathly afraid of snakes. I would just.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I go into a grave.
Would you hold one? Like a pet?
No.
Not a chance?
You could give me $100,000 and I would say no to your face. I'm not even joking. Trust me.
I'm going to mess with Dave. I'm going to get like a rubber snake. Like hide it.
Stop.
Under your mic.
Stop. Wait, back to Gator. I had another thing. No, I don't know. I forgot. Yeah. No, my girls would love it. They love snakes, gators. They're all into it.
She's like, no, I don't work in a zoo. What was that first comment? It sounded like you do.
That is true. Did you see that Tarzan guy, like on social media, like the real Tarzan?
Is he just
he's like, I guess he's a fighter too.
Yeah.
You might see him soon.
I gotta go, Dave. I'm sorry.
All right, let's go. All right. That was it. MMA Weekly Roundup. Thank you so much for Michael Aswell for coming on the show. Elle Dawson's got to go and live a normal life.
No,
guys, UFC back. Huh?
I gotta go back to train.
Look at that. Guys, she's in fight camp. All right. We got fight camp, the ruthless Elle Dawson, and we appreciate it. UFC Vancouver tomorrow night. Maybe we'll do something. We'll see you guys Sunday morning. L&G Sunday Morning Brew. We'll see everyone then. Later, Gator. See, I did later, Gator.